Nas, thank you so much for your time. This was one of the more insightful sessions. You gave very, very meaningful answers. You really guided us with your answers, and I'm sure this will be greatly beneficial for attendees and also for me. I also was very intrigued by all your answers, and it sparked something within me too. So first of all, thank you for your time. Thank you for coming on here. Thank you for telling us about yourself and sharing your experiences, and for such wonderful answers that'll really benefit us. And I'm sure Mr. Ahmed also has some final words. I would also encourage Mr. Ahmed to perhaps give Mr. Nasratullah a walkthrough of your TS4U boot camps, and so that he can know, perhaps you can get some input from like a managerial perspective and so on and so forth. Maybe you can try that next, but just once again, thank you for your time. Thank you for coming on here, and thank you for this wonderful, productive session.
Hey,
Yes.
it's a pleasure being in here, and I'd be more than happy if we have any of our attendees have any questions. Let them be engaged, if that's okay with you.
Of course.
We answer all the questions. They already know that we prepare good amount of questions. So
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Yes. Well, thank you again. I wanted to thanks again because it is Sunday. You are supposed to spend time with your family, with your loved one. We thank you so much. And it is to help the community across the USA, since it goes to YouTube, so anyone can learn, because this kind of the experience is authentic. This is actually from the tens of decade worth of experience is given. So you don't need to learn from the unauthentic people, learn from the serious people. It is great. So I want to thank you again. I appreciate that sincerely with this very wonderful summer, and you spend time. Thank you. We normally, each of our guests, we don't talk really that much, but you know this, I started the bootcamp from 2020. Started with the cohort, means that like you and I did like a 40 people, 50 people joined, and that was doing very well. Then I started finding like I'm not able to see the whatever is called the traction. So I actually invented the private one-on-one bootcamp. So it means the student will be joining anytime they want. They have to spend a specific hours in 5 days a week. And we actually put a private coach from the day one until they're placed. In this, the framework, in this, the innovation, what we do, that you'll be disciplined. We enhance the corporate skills, abilities, soft skills, as well as the technical skills as well. We challenge students from the above and beyond. We do with them, and we actually force them to do this and force them to do this. And they can join either their own timing, basically. So this kind of things I invented. The private bootcamp is exactly similar concept to the private teaching in back home. You know this, the teacher come in the evening and teach. So we did the same, but it goes beyond. Means the private teacher comes in the evening. Here is we do either the whole US nighttime or whole US daytime. Based on the student, the prospective student, they actually decide when they want to spend time. They can complete as early as possible. They can go to the slow phase. They can go to the quick phase. It's all up to them. So this is, at least I feel very satisfied. I ran the cohort. I did not feel satisfied. You know the pain, right? We joined like the 50, 60 people. You hear that, well, only 20 people got job. What happened to other people? It is true. We don't know the like a whole the story, or a student was not able to spend time, or not demotivated, or school was not giving enough time, or a student is not spending when they need it, or they're behind, or they're shy to say all of this. I took all this feedback, all this input, then I actually invented the private one-on-one bootcamp. So the now question is how I deliver. So I want to actually give you a couple of minutes the journey, so at least you can know you become aware of this. At the same time, you can give the input. You can give the input here because I'm actually the open book. I always like to hear from other people. So basically, when a student join, it is a bootcamps platform. It is you will know, it is a SaaS-based solutions to run either the one schools or the 1,000 of schools centrally without any problem. So when the student join, we actually grow their corporate skills, soft skills, and all the skills together, We give them a dashboard. Basically, their behavior, we can actually measure how they're doing. Then all the contents we provide, all the contents typically students see that they are locked, okay? And then the private coach, as it is led by the coach actually, they implement the Agile Scrum so that the student actually, the focus their day-to-day work, how they do the things. And the student actually, they prepare their questions. Student go through the weekly sync up multiple of times. And we also implement the Agile Scrum, like our own project management platform here for each of the student, our own platform through this. So actually both content is delivered from the Bootcamps Hub and the project management is implemented of their measure their learning abilities or learning progress from the project management platform. So a student actually through the bootcamp, they're transforming at the same, through the Agile Scrum, they're actually gaining the practical and the realistic experience and the growth through the bootcamp. So that's actually the framework I came up with to transform someone from the non-IT to the IT. In this, if a student actually takes everything as expected, they do extremely well in their interview. Of course, they get the job and they are very happy what they're doing. As of now, my data is. But of course, we help also students in their job and then all the good stuff. So how we do this? We do this, all this content. We actually take again, I'm the founder of the platform. These contents are very different than other people provide the content. So an example, if a content is delivered, this is your voice. An example, your mentor. The content is actually the summarized by the Whisper, which is ChatGPT behind the scene. So we implemented in this platform the Whisper. It is open source. Okay. So on this content, so this is a video content is given. At the same time, summary is very important because so we help the student grow. Every meeting you go, you have to summarize the meeting outcome. So this content is given, student also get the summary of the video. At the same time, since we provide the bootcamp, the end outcome is you have to get a job. And often the student actually learn things, they're not able to say things. So that's where we actually introduce, when you learn something, learn as the Q&A session, okay? So each of this content has a bunch of questions generated, technical question we call. At the same time that you have to go through the multiple round of interview when you go to the job. So we actually do the behavioral interview as well. So the entire thing is done basically based on this video and done by the Whisper, which is ChatGPT open, the open source. So this is actually implemented for each of the content or wherever we see appropriate needs for this content. So we provide. We provide the calendar so that the student knows that you cannot, in a corporate environment, if you cannot just talk to people like whenever you want. You have to set up a meeting, you have to set up a meeting agenda, all these things you have to do, right? So Nas, you know this, none of this has been taught you and me, right? You know this, we just learned a bunch of tools. But in this bootcamp, they have to go through this. If a conversation more than 5 minutes, go back, set up a calendar, and say the details what you want to do. So the student actually get to know the details of how they will be doing the things in the corporate environment. So they actually through the bootcamp, they're transforming and they're actually the gaining and the adapting and put the practice into their behavior, in their heart, their soul, how they will be performing into the corporate environment. It's very important. So it is provided on the spot with the bootcamps platform. Then we actually provide this at the workspace. You can call the chat. So remember, in the workplace, you chat with the coworker in the group, your manager, right? in the cross-functional team, in the offshore team, you chat all day. So in this, each of the students through the private bootcamp, they go through the one-on-one, the chat. What the chat is very important. The chat actually, here is actually the game changing. Here is only our team and the coach, nobody else. So a student can share their best practices, their challenges, they can communicate with the coaches, anything. It's all them. So this chat is ensuring a student is comfortable, open the communication opportunity, the skills in the team one-on-one. At the same time, they can share their challenges so that we can actually adjust what we do. And also this eliminate students do not get shy anymore. They can open discuss. We also protect them from the not to go fast with other people, not to go slow with other people. Compete with yourself. So this chat is also built in here to giving the opportunity to student not to communicate with on the WhatsApp or the Facebook Messenger or anywhere else. Everything go through this platform. So that's how exactly we provide our bootcamp. And the last phase is every week student go through at least that's the framework. Some student goes through, some student adjust what they need. They have to go through the content. They have to engage with the content like the Q&A session, problem solving session, which is more important. We encourage students do not jump into the how. Always know, as you said, what is the problem you are solving, what it is, where you are going to use the solve this problem, where you are going to utilize. And then finally, we actually say the how. So these are the best practice we do students in the bootcamp, throughout the bootcamp, that actually students get more beneficial. I think he has got disconnected, but that's pretty much how we do our bootcamp is.